The Society for Corporate Governance Nigeria, SCGN, is a registered not-for-profit organization committed to the development of corporate governance and best practices in Nigeria. It is the foremost institution that is committed solely to the development of corporate governance and ethics, with the aim of providing a template for the formulation and enforcement of corporate governance standards for Nigeria and other emerging economies.
Nigeria operates in a community of nations, and when we practice good corporate governance and international best practices, it helps investment flow into Nigeria, because companies and portfolio managers, when they know that companies in Nigeria practice good corporate governance and international best practices, they are confident in doing business with us.
If businesses and other organizations were to manage themselves properly, competently, then the tone of organizational performance in the entire society would be lifted, and we would then know that we're doing the right thing in all the component units of society.
Since inception, the SCGN has focused its resources on activities aimed at developing and promoting accountability, transparency and ethics in the Nigeria business environment and across Africa. This is demonstrated in its strong emphasis on research, advocacy and programs of learning under its corporate governance series.
The society has painstakingly, through its publications, through its conferences, through its seminars, tried to get people to internalize what corporate governance is all about.
We have been able, within the society itself, to keep discipline and reason, both in the board and in the entire membership.
The important thing is that there are peculiarities of our environment that we need to respond to in terms of creating boundaries for governance. And that's really what the society is about.
Membership of the society is guided by its constitution and is open to individuals who occupy managerial positions in their organizations and all corporate organizations, be it private, public, or registered firms.
As a director of the society, I have seen the society grow from a membership of 5 to a considerable number right now. But it's not just the membership size that has intrigued me, but the involvement, the quality of membership, and also the interest that corporate organizations have now shown in what the society is doing.
I think there is a much greater awareness these days in the business world that corporate governance is important just for the efficient working of corporations in order to attract investors. So it is clear that the reception we get nowadays tends to be rather more positive than was the case 10 years ago.
The Society is currently collaborating with the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank Group and the Lagos Business School to run some of its programs for board chairmen, directors and company secretaries. Also, the Society recently became an affiliate member of the African Corporate Governance Network, all in an effort to ensure its objective of developing corporate governance not only in Nigeria, but the African continent at large.
The society has worked differently by actually working with regulators, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Nigeria Stock Exchange, the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, and a host of others, supported by the International Finance Corporation, IFC, World Bank, and other organizations like the Lagos Business School, Pan Atlantic University, and a host of others in delivering the message. And essentially this message has been delivered via board trainings, board enhancement programs, symposia, workshops on corporate governance, advocacy at the National Assembly to be sure that laws that are passed do not impair or impede the practice of corporate governance in any way.
This series, which have greatly impacted over 10,000 participants by improving their knowledge and understanding of corporate governance, includes leading an effective board, making corporate boards more effective, being an effective member of an audit committee, program for company secretaries on board effectiveness, board enhancement programs, board evaluation.
Before I became a director of the Society of Corporate Governance, I actually benefited from the program. It was a big eye-opener for me. First, understanding my responsibilities as a director, looking at all around us, the various tenets, the importance of setting up committees, the importance of accountability and transparency, the separation of ownership of the company from actually the control and direction and management of the company, the responsibilities to all stakeholders as against just to ownership. And I think that really did a lot for me. And I think most people who are members of the Corporate Governance Society have gained so much from many of the trainings that we have held.
For me personally, there's the other bit that gives me the opportunity also as a director to participate as a speaker in the various programs of the society, either the breakfast meetings or the conferences or the seminars we organize, and gives one the opportunity to meet other people, particularly at the various conferences and seminars.
In those seminars and conferences, people were able to come to a better knowledge, a better appreciation of what actually goes into corporate governance, but more importantly, what roles they themselves must play in the corporate governance of the organizations to which they belonged.
The Society for Corporate Governance Nigeria is a platform that provides its members and the general public with value-added services, benefits, and other regular activities to keep them abreast of corporate governance happenings and aids networking opportunities. These include annual conference on corporate governance, breakfast meetings on corporate governance, president's dinner and induction ceremony for new members, annual general meeting. Another area the Society is impacting sound corporate governance and best practices in Nigeria is in research and publications.
We certainly have a lot to offer, and certainly as our membership size increases, we'll reach a wider range of people in society and businesses that will find that it is not so much a policing of your businesses, but best practices that can help you improve what you do and how you do it for the benefit of your stakeholders in your various businesses.
My experience has overall been very positive. I've had the opportunity to rub minds with leading players in the private sector in particular, and learn a lot from them, I think, more than anything else.
I've had to interact, I've had to network, I've had to meet the best of the criminal society, spanning all the sectors of society, I dare say. People who are retired but not tired, people who are young are just coming into their careers, and I dare say both male and female. It's been very, very, very interesting.
Our activities in the last 10 years have been very exciting, and we are contributing towards better private sector and soon better public sector in Nigeria, which is a thing we will do going forward from now.
The Society for Corporate Governance Nigeria, committed to the development of corporate governance. Join the conversations on corporate governance on our social media platforms.